A lot of girls want to sit here and say, I'm a princess, I'm a 10. No, you're not, because the market dictates your value, not you. Men had to deal with this compliant, feminine, attractive, fit. The woman is within her right to want a male that's masculine, dominant, and a leader. We complement each other. We're very different.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are good, hope you are well. So, men are starting podcasts. We are aware. And not just any podcast, because we know men have been making podcasts. But lately, they've been making a specific type of podcast, commonly known as the Alpha Podcast.
Oh, mic drop. If I go to Subway and there's a female worker there and I ask her to make me a sandwich, is that offensive now?
And there's a trend that was recently started by a TikToker called Elsa, and it shows like really funny parodies of these type of Alpha podcasts, and that's just like the latest way that people are showing their disapproval for this type of content.
If I look like this, I would start a podcast. You know what women don't be doing?
But why do so many people, mainly women, disapprove? And actually, why do so many people, mainly men, approve? And a better question is, why are so many men starting these podcasts? And do they have a point? Let's talk about it.
Here's the thing. In this world, it's either pimp or be pimped.
Yeah.
So if we can arm guys with the tools...
What is that, dog?
These podcasts are usually led by men who self-define as alpha males. The topics are often focused around women and dating and stuff. They also often center around this disdain for women and pointing out things that women do wrong.
You know what women don't be doing?
Like wearing wigs. Good thing I'm not wearing a wig. Except I am. Haha. Haha. Got you. You may have been fooled. Because this wig is a kinky straight wig with a very HD lace. Thank you very much. It's giving silk press. Thank you once again to London Virgin Hair for sponsoring this video. I'm still obsessed with this wig and I've gotten so many compliments. Last time you saw me wear it curled. This time I'm wearing it kind of straight with some curtains. And I'm feeling it. I'm wearing the Marley wig in 12 inches, and London Virgin Hair have very kindly shared a discount code with us. If you use the code Adella, it gets you 10% off any London Virgin Hair products. Or if you use the link down below in the description, then you'll automatically get 10% off at the checkout. Honestly, the most natural looking wig I've worn ever. Let me know what you think of it, and let us continue with the video. Now, podcasts have been around for a while, but unlike radio, podcasts and podcasters have essentially had little to no restriction with regards to freedom of speech, barriers to actual publication and output, and so understandably they've risen in popularity massively. And because we're human beings and basically sheep, anything that becomes popular, subcultures and trends arise from them naturally. And it just so happens that within the popular trends that we've seen within podcasts, like crime podcasts, comedy podcasts, debate podcasts, entertainment podcasts, casual convo podcasts, these alpha podcasts have started trending. Every frustrated man and his mate has started a podcast around women, dating, high value, all of that kind of stuff. Now guys, come on, would I be me if I didn't try to see things from all perspectives? Looking at the timeline, you can clearly see that this alpha podcast stuff swiftly followed another type of content that was mostly women-led around a topic that I can only describe as men are trash.
Every man is trash and he's trash in his own different way.
As women have over time, rightfully so, taken back more and more autonomy, this also birthed a subculture of women kind of airing their grievances around men and things men do, to the point of, well, men are trash.
If I'm walking down the street, you don't know what I'm going through that day. A family member might have died. I might have been slapped by somebody, and you just see me. You should smile more, baby. Excuse me, sir. You are trash. Get out my face.
Calling men trash and openly declaring your sort of disdain towards men has become so normal that we barely flinch. And so my view is that these sort of alpha podcasts have come sort of in response or retaliation or frustration towards what was and still is a popular theme, which is men are trash. My take is that many men got tired of being told that they're the villains, being told everything is their fault, and they decided to fight fire with fire.
That's what we teach guys, to basically fight fire with fire, because girls are playing the game. Girls are finessing guys. You know, we have a whole sugar daddy epidemic going on right now. We have got a bunch of girls finessing dudes. So we teach guys how to fight fire with fire, honestly.
And I think that in their minds, they were being pushed to the bottom of the barrel in favor of women empowerment and women's rights.
Apparently condescending because men can't explain things to people now because of this feminism movement of nonsense where men can't do anything and women are always right.
Right.
Which is really interesting to me because it seems like in their minds, and actually in a lot of women's minds too, this thing is a zero-sum game. Meaning if women win, then men lose and vice versa.
That's dangerous.
Here's the thing. One person in the relationship, whoever cares less, has the leverage. And we want the guy to always care less.
That's
We want the man to
wild.
always
That's
have the leverage.
childish as
And you guys might not like hearing
is
that.
childish.
But we truly feel.
And to be honest, I can see how that argument or that idea can run, because from what I'm seeing online, the arguments that I'm seeing between women and men, they don't want the same things. And so unless there's compromise, it is a zero-sum game where only one party submits and the other party gets their way.
Women's value is 100% determined by the way that they look.
I think this is why you hear a lot of the same rhetoric in these kind of podcasts around like who dictates the value, what's wrong with women and feminism. They place so many rules that coincidentally, rules that seem to favor them, but we'll talk about that in a bit. They place so many rules on who can get what in the dating scene. If for a second we put aside whatever views we have towards these types of content, these types of podcasts, and we strip it back to this, I'm frustrated with something, I disagree with something. I have a forum to express my disagreement and share what I think is the correct view. In that instance, I can't knock it. People do it every day, and ultimately how you label something is just going to be down to your values, your beliefs, and your point of view. That being said, here's everything wrong with these podcasts.
But we don't love them hoes, so let's talk about it.
Real talk, ladies, I gotta give you guys the truth. Men
No,
don't give a
Nick
fuck
doesn't
about being
wanna-
your friend.
So
It's
you're
actually an
basically
insult.
saying that
First and foremost, they don't like women. It's painfully obvious from the conversations that they don't like women. They might be attracted to women and they might desire to have women, but they don't love or have love for women. Obviously excluding their mums, their sisters, their grandmas. That's an issue in itself.
But we don't love them hoes.
And if we really deep it, they've never loved women. The difference is that in the past, women have had no choice but to play by their rules. And ultimately, obviously, you know, how things were back in the day, women ultimately served them more or served their desires more. And therefore it was easier to love them. Or better yet, it was easier not to hate them.
All these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. No. You don't go to the club with your friends.
And now it appears that, obviously, as times have changed, as women's rights have evolved, these men are no longer getting what they selfishly want from women. And so the true colours are coming to light. Their true feelings are surfacing.
You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing.
And to be honest, at that point can be argued for the way that I think a lot of women feel towards a lot of men, but that's a topic for another video. Spoiler alert, men and women hate each other. Like and subscribe for more.
versus
We literally had misogyny on the screen. Prove that we hate women. Prove that we hate women.
They want to dictate and not converse. It's very, very obvious when someone is listening to respond and not listening to understand. And I think that is my biggest pet peeve in any conversation or debate, is that people are more concerned with winning an argument than from coming out on the other end more informed or learning something new.
If a woman does not give you the bedroom fun, okay, I'm trying to keep it YouTube friendly, she's useless to you. And I'm gonna say why, okay? I know that sounds awful to say it like that, to objectify in that way, but the thing is this.
There is no nuance. By now you guys know I love a little nuance sprinkled over any conversation. And so I smell a rat. I smell a rat when too many people are saying the same thing. And I don't just mean the same ideology. I mean the same idea said in the same way, using the same words, basically verbatim. Because to me, that sounds a lot less like personal thought and a lot more like regurgitation. It makes me think that you simply heard a good quote, it backed your agenda, and so you ran with it. An example, and the worst of them, the one that grinds my gears, is that bloody lock key analogy. If I scream. Because if we are gonna all of a sudden compare two things that have nothing in common, somebody's body and a lock or a key, just to prove our point, then I'm pretty sure if we think hard enough, we can justify anything. Your hair is like a can of Coke, and it's like, no, no, it's not. It screams sheep. And a very interesting take on these podcasts is that they are restricting themselves. A lot of us, we restrict our desires, our natural desires, based on beliefs, based on morals, based on values. And I don't think restriction is necessarily a bad thing. But I feel like a lot of these men, in some cases, are restricting themselves from living their own truth when restriction is really not necessary. And they're doing it for the sake of living up to this sort of correct male standard that they have been pushing, and therefore they have to adhere to it. Like, take this rule that they've all decided as a rule, that woman has to be meek and agreeable and soft-spoken.
Compliant, feminine, attractive, fit.
What I want you to do is just be pleasant and smile and comply and obey. I want you to be happy all the time.
Sir, it's holding you back from living and loving your outspoken, fiery queen. I know men that absolutely love women that are outspoken, that are fiery, that are not meek. And let me tell you, they are living their best life. But you, sir, because of the rules that you have decided, you sheepishly agreed to, you're not living your best life. I've heard it said, and I feel inclined to agree, even though I just said everything about not regurgitating points, but I promise, I've thought about this one. I've heard it said that a lot of men, some men, don't date who they like, they date who they think their boys will like. And what a sad little life that is.
I hope it makes you very happy. Dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jane.
Essentially, guys, not to be dramatic, but we are in a gender war and everybody's losing. I wish and I pray and I hope that men and women can start loving each other. As someone who is blessed and fortunate enough to have some really good men in my life, let me tell you this. The value that comes from my conversations with my husband and my brothers, my male friends, is unmatched. When you're disagreeing with someone that you love and someone that you know truly loves you, there's no win or lose. There's just understanding of a different point of view that leaves you more open to adapting and leaves you feeling heard and understood. It's a beautiful thing and I wish it on everyone. And I'm going to try and find a way to use my platform to amplify or bring to life some of these conversations that I'm talking about. So stay tuned and subscribe to keep up to date with what's happening on my channel. As always, guys, comment down below what you think of this video, what you think of the topic, your thoughts, and check out some related videos right here. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.